G'day gang, welcome back to another set of Alliance War action here in Puzzle Combat. We have another war with TPH matched up against an opponent. This time around it is a Czech Alliance, which is Ćeský Kvéry, and I'm sorry if I didn't get this pronunciation right. Yeah, I don't speak Czech, as you may or may not have been able to tell. But anyway, I think it translates to the Czech Republic or the Czech Army or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I did look at it briefly, but not very well. Anyway, green tanks their side, red tanks our side. They do have an additional 6 flags on the battlefield. So hopefully that won't play a part, or at least that was my thought process at the start of this war. We'll have to wait and see if it does actually indeed play any role. Yeah, so about this fight, so we've got obviously a 3 red stack going once again, which is my standard go-to whenever facing green tanks. So we've got Pulse and Syntax as 2 of the reds, and then we've also obviously got Sunbeam in there as well as the 3rd red. Sunbeam has a bounce ability, which is really great for this war bonus where everyone gets an attack buff. So she can bounce through everyone. Doesn't do it this time around, but she is able to. Off-color heroes, we've got Fungi Beats and Fiddle. So Fiddle does charge control, Fungi Beats does buff blocking, which is really good against Ayumi, who was the tank in this fight. But he also has some stellar damage and can really kick out a lot of ailment duration as well. So she is able to, increases the duration of ailments on the enemies, which is really good for charge control, which is what we had in there a lot of. So first fight done and dusted, and into our second one. So the first one was against Spook, second one is against Tomaskobra. So another 3 red stack once again. This time around we've gone with a copy of Ksenia to fill the role of healer in this team. We've also got Brock and Accent as the 2 remaining red heroes, Fiddle and then Dragon Fist for some off-color charge control in yellow and green. So board's not been too bad. We have gotten rid of Ayumi without her reviving, which is really great. Also didn't use too many of my red tiles. We were able to save a number of them to be able to pump them up this ghosting lane that you can see I've got active in the middle of the board. Senya's charged. Everyone's charged basically. The reds have recharged a second time. Was not able to get a kill shot off on Hex before she fired her skill, which is a bit unfortunate, but we did see Fiddle dodge one of them, and then the main target was Dragon Fist in the wing. So we only had one hero actually cop any of that damage and stuff. So Brock did take the majority of the damage from Renegade. We killed Terminus, which is great, so no chance for revives happening now. Get rid of that pesky little Hex. Fiddle is charged, so we'll drop her off on Grill. He did resist, unfortunately, the Insanity ailment, so Grill is now kicked out a fair whack of damage. We lost 2 of our heroes. I'll try and bring him back with Ksenia, but it doesn't really matter at this point because we do have a fair bit of damage still in both Accent and Fiddle. A second resist there from Grill on Fiddle's effect, so I actually was curious what weapon he had equipped. It was the Tank Bane, which gives a 32% resist chance. So yeah, pretty good to resist both of those ailments, but yeah. In again, this time around, another copy of Ksenia, but we've gone with a copy of Rudolph and also Tightwire as our 2 remaining red heroes. So Rudolph, Tightwire have a really great synergy. They kick out a lot of damage together because Rudolph increases the damage by basically 200%. So it applies a minus 48% defense debuff, which comes out as being, in the damage calc, roughly, it's actually over 200% in terms of the damage improvement. Off color, we've got Emerald as the green hero there. So Emerald is able to do an AoE 3 charge stop. So we are going to put that on the center position, even though Powell has gotten his charge, his skill charge rather. It does still prevent the nearbys from charging their skills anymore. So finally got some red tiles, get the kill shot there on Variant Powell. Do have the remaining 3 heroes that hadn't charged their damage outputs. Pop off Topaz on Kurgan, or Variant Kurgan there, was hoping to get the kill, but not quite. He survived with like 2 HP or something ridiculous like that. And then put out a delayed damage on my 3 heroes there. So not too worried though. We do have, like health superiority, even though we've now lost Topaz. It's basically, I mean, Renegade is on her own now. She is in stealth mode, so I'm just going to sort of wait this out, make a couple of moves on this right-hand side. There's the delayed damage from Variant Kurgan, but we've still got Ksenia doing some healing. Stealth is gone, so we just play whack-a-mole with our hero skills. So Rudolph followed by Tightwire. We don't even need to use Emerald skill, and she is gone. So 3 of 3 so far. We're off to a pretty good start. Next up, we've got Maverick. So I have this time around gone with a triple green stack to mix things up a bit. The reason for going with 3 greens is because the enemy team has got dual blue flanks. So green is neutral against green, so I don't really lose anything by not stacking against Ayumi, but I do gain strong color damage against both of the flanks, which is really good. So provided I can get some green tiles to come in and put some damage on Fungi Beats and Sapphire, we will come out ahead in this one. So Emerald is charged and fired, put a lot of damage there. We've gotten a bit of recharge back now on our green heroes, not a huge amount, so just still trying to get that first green match to really kick out some damage. Make sure to target Ayumi this time with Amethyst in order to get the maximum amount of damage on her. Here I've got a bit of a choice. I can charge control one side or the other. I can't charge control both. So in the end, I elect to go with the charge control on the left-hand side and run the gauntlet with Ksenia reviving. She is in position 5 rather. So even if she was to revive someone like she did with Ayumi, Ayumi wouldn't get to cast her special skill until the next turn. So I was hoping to be able to kill Ayumi off without her getting her charge back or being able to fire her skill. Wasn't the case, but we've now taken out that enemy Ksenia now. Use Whack to remove the Dispel from Sapphire there, and now we can just pop off our remaining Amethyst skill, and now it is just poor old Terminus all on his own. So not going to work out for you, bud. You can dodge the first one, you might even dodge the second one, but it wasn't going to work. So there we have it, 4 from 4, 2 to go. So next up, we're back to using our 3 red stack. So no dual blue flank, so I don't get that same benefit this time. So I've gone with Jocasta, with Accent and Ridge as the 3 red heroes. So Ridge has crazy amounts of damage that he can kick out, and then Jocasta's there to cleanse away the self debuff he gives himself. Fiddle and Amethyst are the 2 off-color heroes. So Fiddle obviously has charge control in the form of Insanity, and Amethyst just does a lot of damage. And then we brought along Accent as one of our 3 reds, and the reason for that is because Accent is able to use the Demolitions class to prevent the enemy heroes from gaining their charge. So I did wait a turn there with Fiddle, mostly to see if I was going to get any of those Demolition procs. I didn't, and in fact I wasn't even able to get the Insanity out on that enemy Topaz. He rerouted it back to Fiddle, which is a little bit unfortunate, but not too bad, hopefully. Even though enemy Sapphire and enemy Bunraku are probably going to charge, there's not a lot I can do at this point with the board that I've been given. I am going to run the chance of having Bunraku fired, rather Bunraku fire than Sapphire at this point in time. So Bunraku does her damage. Did use the Spy talent, unfortunately, on Accent there, so I wasn't able to get the triple tap. So we do line up all of our tiles as much as we can on Sapphire. Very lucky, got the kill shot there. Poor old Ridge dies, but he did his job. He did a lot of damage to that enemy Sapphire and put her within range of the tiles that landed on her. So now it's just a little bit of whack-a-moling. So 4v2, it's not going to work, particularly when both of them have got their charge well and truly locked down by Fiddle. So enemy Nomad, you can see how much damage he did originally to Ridge. That's a bit of a funny tongue twister. Yeah, very, very powerful hero. Glad to be able to put him on charge control lock there. So yeah, 5 from 5. Can we shoot the perfect score? So we've gone with Ice J 1980 as our final flag. Another final copy of Ksenia in this team. We've gone with Zodiac as off-color, Rudolph and Scarlet this time as my on-color reds. And then I brought along Thunk as the off-color, the other off-color hero. Reason for Thunk is that he is able to do a lot of shock damage when buffs are put out. And on this team, they make a lot of buffs. So Variant Pika makes 1 buff for all allies. Hypernova makes 3 buffs for herself and 2 for herself and nearby allies. Ayumi obviously makes 1 for herself and nearby allies, and then Bunraku can make up to 3 buffs for all allies. So a lot of buffs. If I can get Thunk charged and fired, unfortunately the enemy Lumi targeted him, so I wasn't actually able to even make use of his effect. Enemy Ayumi then fires, puts the damage on poor old Ksenia. She dies then from the, what's it called, damage? The counterattack damage. So yeah, Rudolph, hopefully we can have him survive to be able to use his Dispel. Not to be, he is now dead, so it is at this point pretty much Jova. There's not really much I can do from here, so I'm sort of just putting out as much damage as I possibly can, and all of that now is resting on poor old Thunk. So we got a revive there, which is really okay, I guess, but he is unlikely to survive any further. So there we go. A little bit unfortunate on that final flag. Didn't get many red tiles until it was too late. And then the purple, it probably could have worked if Lumi hadn't have targeted poor old Thunk with her skill. So yeah, unfortunate to lose this war. I think it was a very winnable war. We unfortunately did have a number more unused flags, and as I mentioned earlier, they did actually have an extra 6 flag that had 1 more person on the battlefield, but you can see my 6 hits there. We went 5 from 5 and then lost out on the final one for a 286 of our total score. So not a bad effort, but yeah, like I said, 12 unused flags on our side, 6 unused on theirs, but they had an extra 6 flags, so essentially it was a 0 flag to 12 flag basis, which is, yeah, annoying and unfortunate, but winnable, not this time. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Hopefully your wars went well, and I guess I will catch each and every one of you in the next video. Until then, good luck, stay safe, and happy gaming. Cheers, bye!